Welcome one, welcome all. I am Goose the Grey here again today with another solo queue cast, and with me, joining me is Will Hafgezz Brooks. Oh, now
Nope.
I completely messed it up because I did Althazar, but your in-game name. Why'd I even do real life names? But I'm confused. Doesn't even matter. We are on to the game, and we are here to do Son of Dragon's Challenger Promotion Series. He's currently 2-0, so he just needs to win this game to make it all the way up there amongst the top players, and I'll just rearrange my champion icons.
Yeah, so as we're going in, we are spectating him. He is the Diana in this game. Team composition being run here by the red team is this Diana mid lane, Renekton and top, a Zinzao jungle, and a Severe and Thresh in the bottom lane. Cheeky invade coming out from the red team, spotted out by the Janna. Everyone backs away. They'll be going up against Schleier's blue team here. Schleier being a very well-known player as well through all of his professional career. He's playing Vayne in the bot lane with a Janna. The jungler for their team is a Vi, and it looks like they're going to have a Nidalee in the middle and a Yasuo in the top lane.
It does indeed, and now, as you said, the invade was spotted. That is why you want to have players down there in that bottom bush. But overall, I like the move from the red team, because generally now in Season 4, people don't buy awards at level 1 anymore. They just rely on the trinkets, but those don't become available until 90 seconds into the game. So generally, early on, there will be a lot less vision around, and if you can make a cool invade happen and burn a couple easy summoners right off the bat, that can often open up completely new chances towards the mid game. But we do have both junglers now starting at their own buffs, blue and red respectively, on the bottom half of the map, and we will have them moving up towards the top half, possibly for an early 2v2 in the top lane.
Yeah, it's quite common to see that happening at the moment. Just the smiteless, oh, not the smiteless, the heavy pull from the duo lane and bot just allows you to get that first buff done so quickly. Then you go up, you clear your Wraiths or your Wolves or so. It allows you to get level 2 off of the second buff, and generally the gank will then follow going into the top lane or into the middle lane. I'm not too sure we'll see too much action right away. Yasuo and Nidalee lanes are very tricky for a Vi to gank. Her ganks are of course incredibly strong, but they won't be amazing right away, especially against the very tanky Renekton and Diana. We've got a lot of action going on here in the top lane already, where Yasuo's going hard onto Renekton, pressuring him very painfully.
Yasuo has indeed won the last couple of trades, also nicely comboing his Q every time, knocking Renekton off, getting another 1 or 2 auto hits in there, and Renekton already pretty hard pressed all the way back to his tower. Yasuo putting down a ward into that Tribush area just to stay safe. Very smart move, because of course with all that pressure he's putting on, Zinzao could look to make a quick move top there.
Looking like he's just going to let it be for now, allow Renekton to just try and sustain up. We do see Vi coming in for the gank though.
Nice death sentence landed in the bottom lane. The flash came out of Sivir as well. Is this going to be the kill? Nice flash out of Janna. Keeps herself safe through the ignite, and now Vayne has to run away actually. Thresh still trying to make that kill happen. Now Renekton slices in, but there's Vi right around the corner. That's going to be Renekton going down. Nicely done there by Vi. Patient, and then with a flash vault breaker.
Flash Vault Breaker being really crucial there. Nice also auto attack follow up with the E to get another auto in there just to reduce his armor. Use that ability. Bit of a trade going on in the middle lane. Our good friend Son of Dragon putting a bit of pain down there onto Ike, his Nidalee, but the trade comes off fairly even. But yeah, good first gank there by Vi in the top lane, getting that kill onto Renekton. And of course, strong play there by Cabochard's Yasuo. He put that Renekton really low, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Really well played by that Yasuo, just to bully a Renekton out of lane. Of course, in the bot lane, hooks landed. It's a Janna, a Vayne bot lane. I mean, they're not going to be too strong, especially not against a Sivir Thresh. Got to stay alive, really.
Sivir Thresh is incredibly painful. Once they do land those death sentences, they can easily jump on you and do all the damage they want to. So Janna's already been forced back, and Vayne actually started with a Doran's shield. Schleia knows he has to be careful in this lane. Janna, especially towards the late game, will still be very strong, but we have a gank in the mid lane. The flash already forced out of Nidalee. She was very low on mana. Doesn't manage to survive though. The flash is burned, so if Zinzao makes a repeat visit to that mid lane, he may be able to pick up a kill on the next time.
Yeah, he will probably be pressuring that pretty hard. Diana will have Moonfall. Very nearly going to be level 6. I think they've just both hit level 5, so a couple of waves time, both those mid laners will be level 6. That allows, of course, for for that Lunar Rush ability to be available, and all that has to be happened is that Crescent Strike has to land, followed up with the Lunar Rush, Moonfall in, dragging that Nidalee back in towards Diana, and then you've got the Audacious Charge to come out of Xin Zhao, just to, along with the 3 Talon Strike, set the knock up for an amazing kill there. Now that Flash is down, Ike has got to play really safe, possibly go back some point soon, pick up that Chalice of Harmony, give him a bit of magic resist, and of course the mana sustain, and really start to put as much roaming potential down as possible. It's going to be a lot of fighting, I think, building up into what could be a very explosive 7th minute in the bot lane, but there's a hook landing here in the bot on Janna.
Nice death sentence landed, the Flay came out as well, but now Vayne is looking to turn around the damage. There's no mana on Sivir. Sivir actually solo the nice knockback onto Sivir, getting her away from the Lantern, and here's Vi. That's going to be a kill. Janna actually picking that one up. Nicely done by the blue team. Beautiful knockback out of Vayne.
Yeah, of course, Shalai is showing his prowess right here. Really well played, strong mechanics there on that Vayne to know just to get on top of the Lantern to stop the easy click there from that Sivir, and just then condemned him straight away, right the way back into Vi's Vault Breaker. Really, really solid mechanics there by Schleier.
Indeed, and that was finally a kill for the blue team. Another one, actually, the second one of this game, now giving them a nice 900 gold lead as we have Xin Zhao trying to gank the top lane. He was spotted by a ward, so it's not an easy one for him. Meanwhile, Vi in the mid lane also looking for this gank. Can they get it? Nidalee is super low on mana, as is Diana though, so not too much going to happen off of this. Both teams just backing off. Xin Zhao also retreating down back to the mid lane. And as you mentioned earlier, roam's probably going to be the name of the game for both of these mid laners sooner or later, and I'd really love to see Diana trying to make an impact on these other lanes because, I mean, Renekton's a little bit behind, and their bot lane just got killed, even though there's still a high impact, high kill potential bot lane. So with Diana maybe moving around and possibly even initiating a tower dive with the rest of her team, they could pick up a couple of easy kills.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hard to play sort of roam. Really tricky for both the players in there. Nidalee's got to land those spears just right in order to pressure for the follow-up from Vi, Janna and Vayne, whilst also avoiding the death sentences and the flay potential coming out of this Thresh. But if it does go wrong, and say there's a positional misplay, the spears aren't landing, and then the Audacious Charge followed by the Lunar Rush goes in onto, say, Janna or Vayne, before that Monsoon can go off to knock them away, there could be a lot of difficulty right there for the blue team. And really, I think the initiative here has got to come from the red team. They've got to somehow put themselves onto the scoreboards here. They can't sit back and let this Yasuo farm up, the Vayne farm up, to the point where they can hyper carry. Along with that Nidalee as well, it's going to be so easy for them just to pick off objectives with those spears start to land. Really, they have to seize the initiative. The Thresh has already shown he's very capable of landing very good hooks. His mechanics are of course going to be very strong as we'd expect from this high level of play, but it's just a case of can he keep that up and can the pressure stay there as there's a fight in the top lane.
It was a fight in the top lane. Renekton finally starting to bully around Yasuo a bit. A nice Q coming out of Yasuo, keeping himself safe. The Ignite was still taking on him. Renekton hasn't had enough. That flash into the Call of the Meek, picking up that kill almost instantly. Here's Vi. She wants a little bit of the action. Nice spear landing, but that's going to be a kill over to Nidalee with that one. Nicely done. Finally, at least a kill, and now we have a fight in the bottom lane. The exhaust already came out. There's the on the hunt. Nice Monsoon out of Janna, trying to keep her team safe, but she does not have that much health left. She's also pretty low on mana, but it does look like it's going to be enough. Red team not going to tower dive just yet.
No, they managed to get a few summoners there. The exhaust went down out of Janna, along with the Monsoon, and she's incredibly low on health. Schleier's Vayne is still not level 6, so things aren't going to get too easy for him anytime soon. The pressure there is just really what the red team is looking for. The pings are coming down onto the dragon. Now it's going to be up to Killua Xin Zhao to roam on down and really get into it. They might need to go back and buy a sweeper or a pink ward just to make sure they're safe. Of course, we can see there are no wards, but they can't see that right now. So it will entirely be down to how much pressure they can put. Schleier's posturing aggressively here. A bit of a tell that the Vi is coming in, but it's not going to be too crucial, saying as that Assault and Battery is ready. Tri-Bush sweeps out there by that Vi, and here's the gank.
Nice whirlwind, but it's not going to be good enough. The tornado not quite catching on through the spell shoot. Silver bullets proccing once. There's the death sentence actually returned onto Vayne, and now Vayne going pretty low. Nice tumble away from the boomerang blade though. And Renekton meanwhile in trouble. Nidalee made her move up top lane. The Yasuo ultimate has however already been used, and the blue team across the map just backing off again.
Yeah, they've got to posture now, make sure they can pressure and try and get some sort of objectives. The pings are coming down from the red team. They see Solarius, Live Sands, Vi going around the dragon, but the Vi is very determined that they want it. They've got a big push going in here on this bottom wave. Nidalee managed to roam down. Diana's just kind of trying to push in waves in the middle lane, and that mobility from Nidalee is really telling now. She was just in top lane, ran back down to get some shoving done middle lane to pressure Diana just that little bit so they could walk down and pick up the nice and easy dragon. The gank did not turn into any sort of kills, but they did get the dragon, and here's a bit of a fight in the middle lane.
Bit of fight in the middle lane, already disengaged, but meanwhile in top lane, Yasuo once again being bullied a little bit. Yasuo really has two weak spots. Right at the beginning of the laning phase, he's pretty powerful. Then he falls off a bit until he gets that, Static Shiv. And then he falls off again until he gets the next big item, which generally is almost the Infinity Edge. His ultimate just went out. But until then, he's just going to get bullied around by Renekton now, and Renekton's making it count for himself, finally ahead in CS.
Yeah, Renekton's really just very good at this point. Whenever he's got that giant spell in particular, he's able to bully him around, but here's Vi to do something about it.
Vi with Assault and Battery instantly coming in, the dominance was used as well, but Nidalee's part of the party as well, and now Yasuo almost going down there, but the Ignite was onto Renekton. He tried to still do as much damage as he could, but he did go down. Nidalee picking up another kill, 2-0-0 now.
Yeah, good roaming there, really good roaming by Acres Nidalee, showing the power of that kitty cat. Just able to apply so much pressure onto the map, and that is now going to transfer into this tower, and that's really what the blue team wants to be doing here. They want to keep as much pressure down across the map, keeping the pressure, in essence, off of them, just by putting it onto the opponents. The best defense is a good offense, and that is absolutely what they're going for here. Top outer tower going down, a dragon also picked up for the blue team, 4-1 advantage on kills, and things are really looking very good for them.
Exactly, they currently have 2,500 gold on the board in their favor, and Nidalee of course had the wave positioned in a way that even though she was gone for a long time up in that top lane, Diana was not able to make the kill, return the tower kill in the mid lane. However, she is now 25 CS up. Doesn't quite matter, Diana went for the Negatron cloak early on, so she doesn't quite have the damage. And for now, it really looks like the blue team has all the advantages in their hand.
Yeah, but as we've seen so often from this season, on these 4.x patches, I think is just the right way to put it, the game is really never over until the Nexus falls. There is so much that can happen in between the phases. You can take such an early advantage and have nothing happen. I'm still impressed to see that there hasn't been too much action down here in the bottom lane. There's been one kill so far, which was that really nice play early on with the gank coming through by, and of course Shalea's nice tumble and condemn play. Really, I'd have expected to see a lot more pressure there, but as we're now having it, the red team has taken down that tower, the tower being a little bit squishy due to this 4.1 patch, and so the aggressive lane of Sivir Thresh is now able to take it down, and really the teams will be ready now just to have a bit of counter pressure coming in from Shalaya and the gang, trying to go and pick up that bottom out tower for themselves, and then getting ready to rotate onto this mid tower. Use those Nidalee Spears to get some pressure on, but here's the gank in the mid.
Beautiful Assault and Battery combo with the Yasuo, of course, that does work really, really well, and Diana has nowhere to go from that one. Does go down, Yasuo loving that kill right there, and that's going to be more pressure in the mid lane now. Nidalee's blue buff is up, but she doesn't even care, just running right down there to the bottom lane. They want to make even more happen.
Yeah, they're really now going to start to go for these towers. They see that they couldn't quite pick up the tower in the middle lane because of that Renekton roaming into it, and Vi backing off so quickly for the blue buff. One of the problems there is with Solo Q, but here's the engage in the bottom lane.
Nice job getting onto that Thresh. Slayer, however, slowed down by the box, but Sivir has nowhere to go. Nidalee and Yasuo is still all under the tower. The berry came out of Sivir. She's still going to go down, and Nidalee, meanwhile, picked up the kill onto Thresh. That's 2 kills over to the blue team. Vi was in the mid lane pushing that wave back, and now they're going to have a free tower down here as well.
So much map pressure coming out from the blue team, and this is exactly what they want. Really mobile characters in the form of Yasuo and Nidalee, and this Nidalee is doing work right now. 3-0 and 5, her presence is definitely being felt. That is one tower directly taken down and another one indirectly taken down by her pressure. Now that allows the rest of her team just to collapse back onto this mid lane tower, whilst the red team is just really scrabbling for position and power, really. But they really... The red team just can't let this go on. There's a Vayne on the enemy team. In the hands of Schleier, it's only going to get more and more scary. There's the Zeal and the Bilgewater Cutlass being picked up. Blade the Ruin King is on its way. 1800 gold later, that will be completed for Vayne. And she sat on 1400 gold, but in the top lane, things are going hard.
Yasuo went in onto Renekton, baited out the dominance, and now there's Vi around the corner as well. They've already gone in onto Renekton. He has nowhere to go, and Yasuo picking up his second kill for himself.
2-1 on 4, he's doing very nicely. That static Shiv, as you said, was finished, and he is now a bit of a powerhouse. It's got to be said, well played, of course, by Vi. We are seeing her pressure 1-0 and 5. She's doing fantastically throughout the whole of this game. But through this, I don't think I've seen her just as I'm going to start to sing her praises. She misses the first Vault Breaker that I have seen her miss. The rest of them, though, have been absolutely on point. And then in that little engage, the Steel Tempest from Yasuo, the knock-up from that was able to knock Renekton out of that slice and dice. And here's a fight again in the top lane.
They're going in again onto Diana, and she really has nowhere to go. There's so much displacement. Yasuo flashing over the wall, but the spear was already there. Nidalee picking up another kill. The bot lane, meanwhile, trying to chase on, but everyone just going to back off, stay safe.
Making sure things are very much in the favor of blue team. They are being pressured here in the bottom lane, but it doesn't matter a huge amount. The middle tower, though, the mid-outer one, has just gone down. Nidalee not being there for too long means that she is eventually going to lose that, and she now has fight going on in the bottom lane.
And Vayne just with those condemns, so strong, but that was beautifully done by Xin Zhao, and that spear just narrowly missing him. Can Janna survive this? She's really low, and Xin Zhao is just punching down on her. That's Flash dodging out the spear, and the red buff is still ticking away on Janna. Nice Howling Gale. That's going to be the kill for her. The minions finishing that off. Vi, meanwhile, still chasing onto Thresh. There isn't a tower to save him. That Vault Breaker now, with the denting blows, got to pick up the kill.
Really well played here. They may lose one thing or another, but this red team, sorry, they're very much aware of how to run around on the map and keep as much going on as possible. They need to start converting that into a bit more of a group effort just to get towers down. But they are, of course, doing very well. This is the second dragon of the game going to them. They have now got 2 towers to the 3 of the red team. So the red team doing everything they can to keep things going. All of those outer towers coming down. But there's going to be a lot of dancing going on, I think, on the map in a couple of minutes. For the next few minutes, certainly, just while the teams posture and get their buffs, looking for catches in the jungle. But the most of the fight is going to be here on that middle lane. It's going to be very scary for the red team with the Nidalee spears coming out. There's one, misses, but it's a matter of time until they really start to take effect, and then the towers will really start to fall.
Indeed, it won't take that much longer. See, we already have one landing onto Thresh, taking out a third of his HP, and that's just going to keep happening right now. Nidalee pretty powerful, another spear coming out, and that's where why the kills went onto the right people. They have a bunch on Vi, who managed to get very tanky with that. They have a bunch on Nidalee, who does a lot of damage with that. This fight almost going down, but both of the teams just teetering on the edge. Neither one quite pulling the trigger. Now Janna and Nidalee getting caught by that Moonfall, and Janna going very, very low. The box is down as well. They're splitting up. Janna getting taken down by Diana. She's going to love that one. Here's Yasuo in the backlines, though. Vi already picked up the kill onto Sivir. Now there are more kills coming in. Thresh going down. But Yasuo, can he get away from this? Vi already went down to Diana. There's Xin Zhao picking up another kill onto Yasuo. Vayne is in the bottom lane split pushing. She has to make things count because her team just got 3-2 out-traded.
That out-trade could be well worth it, though, for the blue team. If this tower goes down to Vayne, AC Kill Wars going in on Aika, though. It's a bit low in the middle lane. What's going to happen here?
Can Aika land that spear? One more, and it will finalize the kill. Where's the juke? There it is, and it's not going to quite hit. That means Xin Zhao escaping for now. Still running, Nidalee still chasing, and there he actually goes in. The barrier is popped by Nidalee, but it's not going to be enough. A 500 gold shutdown going over to Xin Zhao. He's going to love this.
It's a very nice little bit of cash in pocket for him right there. He needs to get out of there before anyone else can follow up. But Janna is very sticky, very difficult for him to engage. Well played there by Xin Zhao. And this is what I'm saying. They were just before the red team was down 11 kills to 2. They were up on towers, but now the towers are even. 2 dragons, of course, in favor of the blue team here. But the kills are coming back. They are showing that they are not out of this game yet. And Diana, 2-2-1, Abyssal Scepter completed along with the needlessly large rod. Ooh, bit of a fight here in the bottom lane.
Nice Howling Gale locking up Thresh for the time being. Beautiful Monsoon actually knocking him back as well. That could spell death for him as Vayne finally coming around. There's a hit. That picks up the kill. Of course, we have that Oh, we have a fight in the top lane. Yasuo trying to escape from this one. Nice ultimate out onto Diana there, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to finish him off. Maybe he just keeps running around. He's still alive. That flow shield doing so much work for him, and he actually does return the kill. 1-for-1 trade in the top lane.
Really nice play there by Yasuo, realizing that he just could not get out. Renekton and Diana are a very sticky duo to try and escape from. And so he just went all in, landed of course that ultimate onto Diana, who is still pretty squishy. That is just a needlessly large rod. We don't know yet if that's going to be a death cap or a Zhonya's hourglass, but he was able to take her down with very little concern whatsoever. Acre here, along with Vi, putting down a lot of pressure onto Fainted. Do we see the dive? Nope. Vault breaking goes backwards.
If that spear had hit, maybe they would have pulled the trigger. The Sultan battery was up, but of course there's that middle tower is still standing, and the rest of the red team was pretty close by. So it would have been dangerous, but you can never count people out of that one, whether they want to go for it. Right now, though, we have Vayne as well. Finally finished that Blade of the Rune King and the Static Shiv. She's getting pretty scary.
Yeah, she's getting very scary. A dagger now, so it's just 100 gold or so, and then those Berserker Goose will be finished. And here is the push from blue team, realizing they have a little bit of an advantage and positional advantage to go now for that middle outer tower. Hook landing onto Vi, but that's not the target they want. Warden's Mail, Ancient Golem, and Sunfire Kick. She's pretty tanky. Is there going to be a fight breaking out here?
I think Thresh would have loved to still catch them under the tower, but in the end the blue team just backed off in time, so the box didn't quite catch them under the tower. There's the Death Sentence, beautiful wind wall actually blocking that. For now, the blue team just keeps sieging.
That is absolutely why Yasuo was such a scary threat, along with the Nidalee as well, the disengage potential, and a Janna. The disengage potential here from this blue team is wonderful. There looks to be a fight though coming in now from the red team.
There is the fight indeed. Yeah, Xin Zhao going very, very deep. And there's the ultimate out of Yasuo actually landing onto 3 people. But that's Vayne going down in the backline. Vi already demolished as well. There's Yasuo now going down over to Diana. The red team coming out huge in this fight. 3-0 already. And there's Nidalee in the backline still trying to make something happen. Death Sentence lands. The Lunar Rush will be there as well. No, not quite. And Thresh actually flashing out. The Moonfall coming out of Diana. Another Q landing. And there's Nidalee maybe going down, the heal still coming out, but she's wasted a lot of their time. Actually, that prevented the middle inner from going down quite as soon, but Sivir probably still going to get that one.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been knocking on the door as much as possible here. She's managed to shred that tower pretty darn low. Just standing now, making sure that she can finish it off and get a little bit of minion farm here, but overall, beautiful fight there by the red team. They realised that the blue team was a little bit scattered. Some of the cooldowns were, you know, they had been used already, so there wasn't going to be as much of a disengaged potential coming out of the blue team, and they just had it. Audacious Charge land, Death Sentence landed, along with Renekton getting a nice slice there over the minions to get into the backline. Killwar was able to solo off that Vayne with a little bit of help from his friends, and then the rest was just cleanup duty. We saw Nidalee manage to stall it out for as long as possible, but really that fight was very telling. The red team are in this right now. The gold 2,000 between these two teams, and really there is everything to play for. 1 tower advantage to the blue team. They managed to get that bottom inner tower with that Vayne split push, and 2 dragons in their lead, and they're currently looking like they're gonna try and do a Baron.
They saw Xin Zhao in the bot lane, and that means the jungler from the red team is not there to try and steal, but there is a lot of AoE damage on the red team. They can still try and contest this. There's Diana going in. It's not going to be enough. Vayne actually getting that Baron, so it was a miss smite, and Diana going to go down here after his Zhonya's. No, the Lantern save over the wall, but Vi still coming in. The Assault Battery going down. The Denting Blow is going to pick up that kill. 500 gold shutdown cashing in, and now it's the red team trying to escape. Thresh still going very low. Janna is around the corner, didn't quite pull the Howling Gale though. There's the box, and Thresh still trying to survive. Renekton coming in for the save. There's another Lantern saving them, and that means Xin Zhao at least picks up the dragon as damage control.
Not really worth it there. There's a kill going on, a bit of a shutdown there for the blue team. That Vi is doing a lot of work right now. She is fantastically huge. As you said, bit of a miss smite, but it didn't matter. Shalaya was there with the tumble auto, ready to deal that nice chunk of damage to finish the Baron off. And advantage is back now in the favour of blue team. If they can use it, there's a good siege. But here's a fight. Killwar destroyed.
Yeah, yes, Xin Zhao got a little bit out of position. There's the ultimate actually onto Renekton. Another beautiful Thresh Lantern. There's a Death Sentence landing on Shalaya. Could be in trouble, but no, there's no follow-up because, of course, Xin Zhao had already gone down and Diana wasn't quite with the team yet. Now it's the blue team sieging down the middle inner with that Baron buff on them. Of course, they're pretty confident right now, but they do have a big wave in that bottom lane, and that does look like they're going to back off for now. Could be the re-engage from the red team. Vayne finally got out, but here's Vi now in a lot of trouble, and she does get flayed backwards. Is she still going to be able to survive? The Monsoon came out just as the death sentence landed. That's 1 kill for the red team. Can they also get onto Janna? No, it does not look like it for now. Another Howling Gale, keeping herself safe.
Monsoon wasn't quite enough through that death sentence. When it's tugging on you, there's about 2 seconds where nothing will stop you from moving right there, and that is exactly what they needed. Shalaya with a bit of a BM back, really. He was right in the middle of a load of minions, and then that just allowed the red team here to pull the trigger. They were like, hold on, they're Vayne, the AD carry, the one who's going to deal most of the damage. Oh, you are so close to death. She is back, so let's do something that we can do here. There's a lot of crowd control. This is still very much in the balance. If a good engage can come out of the red team, they can absolutely pick up an inhibitor here. They've just got to be very careful because that Baron buff is giving a lot of stats to the blue team. Nice windfall there from Yasuo. And the blue team is back on the push. This is going to be a very crucial series of play, I think.
And I love this, because first the red team won that team fight and it looked like they could come back. Now it's the blue team actually back on the advantage, but Vayne gets caught out by Diana. Diana doing so much damage. Yasuo actually not being able to quite utilize his ultimate. 2 kills already over to the red team. Can they do more here? Nidalee on the run, the blue team in full retreat, and that was a beautiful flank and kill for the red team.
Well positioned there. Killwar right in the perfect place really to get behind. A nice bait there from Son of a Dragon to go in and pick up Shalaya's dragon. Shalaya's Vayne. He tried and he tried and he tried to get away, but Diana and Xin Zhao, a very sticky duo to have to face off against. Really difficult there for Shalaya, and he got dropped.
Indeed, he wasn't able to quite survive as the inner tower goes down, and they actually do try it to aggress onto Janna. Now they have to be careful. There are 3 members from the blue team. Here goes Vi, the dominance already used. The lantern actually being taken out by Renekton. He blocks the Nidalee spear though. Good guy Renekton. The box coming out for even more disengaged. Nidalee still on the chase, but at this point there's a Renekton who happily eats all the spears for his Sivir. That's going to be the red team retreating again, but the blue team just straight up pushing down mid. They see their opportunity.
They've still got a few seconds left on this Baron buff. It will be there to allow them to siege for a little bit, and that's really what we can be looking for. These Nidalee spears need to start landing and hurting the right people. We see Thresh getting chunked to about half health there by Hafgezz spears, but this it might not be enough. There's the engagement Son of Dragon.
Not quite good enough, but that was Son of Dragon being oh my god, that spear. Mispositioned at the start of that. He was down in the bot lane, so the blue team said, okay, we'll call your bluff, and rush down the mid lane with all their members, except for Yasuo who went off to the top lane. Now he's going in onto Xin Zhao, does a nice amount of damage. Janna on the backside already to slow down onto Xin Zhao. He's going to go down to the Nidalee spear, and now on the backside we actually have Sivir and Renekton backing off. Nice death sentence onto Shalaya. That could have been the call to go in for Sivir and Renekton, but they don't want to, and this is now going to be the inhibitor turret being under even more siege, but not quite any minions there right now.
Not there yet, but they can still siege this out all day. There's a blue buff on Hafgezz Nidalee, and even without Baron buff, those heals mean that they can just stay there for a very long time. Xin Zhao is dead for another 20 seconds. The tower is so low on health. I wouldn't be surprised to see just this, which is the Vi going in, just in tanking it up, and here's the fight.
And beautiful Yasuo ultimate across all of them. Everyone going so low that Zhonya's already popped by Son of Dragon, and right now he's going pretty low. There's another kill onto him. Double kill by Vayne. Already Yasuo picking one up as well. Now Vayne dueling Sivir. Are they going to be able to survive? Yes, both of them do with those barriers, but that's going to be the inhibitor going down for the blue team. Boomerang Blade not quite able to pick up any kills. Xin Zhao is here trying to make something happen. He dashed forward but isn't able to catch on to anyone. It's going to be the blue team retreating. Baron is up in 1.5 minutes. Dragon is up in 1 minute. This is going to be the next focus for both of these teams. They have to do something to get the game in their favor. Ooh, Yasuo.
This is really looking like... Oh, dearie!
In a lot of trouble. Nice wind wall though, but now they actually pick up the kill. Yasuo picking that one up. Can they get onto Sivir as well? The kill actually goes back onto Yasuo, but they do pick up the return kill as well. So 2-for-1 trade there, I guess, after being caught out in the enemy jungle. That's still okay.
That's I'll take that. That would be worth an all chat for me. The Sivir there just tried so hard to save Killwar, who did ultimately get a really nice catch onto Hafgezz low health Yasuo. I mean, the entirety of the blue team were on less than 50% health each. It's just that they were so quick to turn around because they were all in the vicinity. Sadly for them, Hafgezz Yasuo did die, but in response, 2 kills picked up. That is really good for them. They have now got the 23-16 kill lead. 7,000 gold ahead. The middle inhibitor being dropped is going to be something that is just very nice for them. And now they can really start to look at where to pressure on the map. They can either posture for a Baron dance and wait for these super minions to push down into the base of the red team and start to bash on those Nexus turrets. Or they can split push. They have, of course, got a Yasuo and a Nidalee. They will be very mobile. Very able to disengage as well with that Janna, who's got that Talisman of Ascension very, very nicely completed, and she's very aware of it and she uses it a lot. We've seen that. So it's entirely now up to how the blue team plays it. It's going to be a very responsive series of plays from the red team. They're going to be looking to either clear out waves as they're currently doing and just make sure that the blue team can't get too much from this advantage. Ooh.
Really dangerous. Nidalee in the Baron pit actually being aggressed on. Meanwhile, Thresh going down here. Yasuo coming over the wall, almost gets the Thresh kill. Has to flash out of Vi. That picks up 1 kill. Meanwhile, Xin Zhao being demolished by the Janna Nidalee combo. Yasuo goes down to Renekton and Diana. Meanwhile, in base, Vayne chasing down Sivir, picking up that kill. Now back in the jungle. That was still not quite the kill. Renekton about to go down. He's solo. Vayne coming back around. That was the blue team with a 1-for-4 exchange, and they're still looking for more. Can Diana survive this? Almost. She's still running, but there are Nidalee and Vi on her back feet, and Vi actually goes down. Nidalee still alive. Is that going to be the kill? Oh, the heal just saving her, barely keeping her alive. Vayne still in the enemy space though, pushing down those Nexus towers. Is she going to be able to get them? She's got the first one halfway down, and the second one is then going to be under fire as well. Here she goes. This is going to be the game here for the blue team.
Really well played by the blue team. They managed to get those little picks up. Schleier 1v1 the Sivir. Thresh, you aren't going to survive that, my friend. It's a nice attempt to save the base, but the base is just going to drop. Well played by the blue team with their map pressure coming through here. And of course the Vayne hyper carry. GG, well played.
Yeah, and that was just, as you said, the blue team seizing their opportunities, putting on pressure all around the map. And then I really loved what they did with that Baron, because they had just lost a fight. It looked as if the red team was finally coming back into it, and then they see Xin Zhao in the bottom lane, and instantly the entire team makes the call, go for Baron. And they pick it up, and after that, they're just so strong that they're able to push down all around the map and seize even more of a gold lead, of a kill lead, of a tower lead, and then finally close out the game in the end here.
Yeah, it really looked like the red team there was grasping at straws. They were just taking anything they could. They did get a couple of really nice fights and picks, but then just the map pressure put down from the blue team there was just huge. Really well played by the Nidalee and the Vi. The Vi making all of her ganks count. I don't think there was one that I watched that we saw that wasn't really very effective, either in picking up a kill or picking up an objective. Really sweet pressure there. And then the Nidalee, as soon as she got Cougar form, decided, I'm not going to fight this Diana. She's going to crunch me if I end up having to 1v1 her. I'm just going to go and get towers elsewhere. Amazing map pressure put down there for a very, very sweet victory for the blue team.
Indeed, GG, well played. And sorry, Son of Dragon, you're still going to have to play more games. 2-1 now in the Challenger Series. But he can still do it. He's got 2 more games to try and finally win it out. But I'm going to go watch LCS now, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, LCS.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. And if you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will put the Twitter link in the description as well. Not just for myself, but everything I can find from you, Hafgezz, as well. Publicity is always good.
Twitter.com/Hafgezz is where you will find me at. Of course, for today though, I have been me, you have been you. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good one. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Ciao.